Hello everyone, I am Ramakrishna Vinayak. I am assistant professor at Rama Devi Women's University. In this video, I will be teaching statistical computing using C and R programming. First we will start with history of C programming and managing input and output functions. So topic that we will cover during these slides will be evolution of C programming language, features of C language and uses of C programming. Uh, I guess you all have heard name of C. C is a programming language. Uh, a programming language is basically a language in which we can communicate with the computer or system. So there are two types of programming languages. One is low level programming language, second is high level programming language. Low level programming languages are the languages of hardware which are in binary 0 and 1, which the computer can understand, and it is a or assembly language, and it is highly dependent on the system, whereas a high level programming language is is basically in English that we give command, and then the interpreter or compiler will convert that language into machine language and it will be executed. So C is also one of the high level programming language. uh, like other programming languages are C++, Java, Python. Basically all these languages are high level programming language, but C is one of the oldest programming languages, and you can say that C are often termed as pseudo high level languages or a middle level language by many programmers. This is not because it has lack of some capability or anything like that. It is just because it is because of its compatibility with the machine. C, although it is a high level languages, but compared to other programming languages, it is more compatible with the low level machine systems, which makes it more fast. And also C is a basis for many other high level programming languages like C++. So basically, this is an interesting fact that C was not actually invented as a programming language, but it was invented specifically to implement Unix. But later it became a very famous programming language, and it is used for coding purposes and it is also basis for many other high level programming languages like C++. So C codes may run fast or slow depending on the assembly of the computer. So Ken Thompson created the language B in 1969 from Martin Richard BCPL, Basic Combined Programming Language. He used assembly language B to produce the initial versions of Unix operating system. So B was a language which was created by Ken Thompson, so which became a basis for C language. So many of the syntax that C languages is uses are basically taken from the B language only. So BCPL and B were typeless language in which variables were simply words in memory. Uh, Dennis Richel of Bell Laboratory later converted B into C by retaining most of B syntax in 1972 and wrote the first compiler. This was implemented on DECP's PDP-11 and was first used as systems language for rewriting the Unix operating system. Later on, Unix, its tools and C grew simultaneously. So, Dennis Ritchell of Bell Laboratory basically converted this uh, B language into C language, which was initially used to develop Unix, but it also simultaneously grew as one of the most popular programming languages. So in 1979, you can see that there was a book entitled The C Programming Language, written by Kernighan and Ritchell, that became the language definition for almost a decade. So that this is a very famous book for C language, C programming language, and beginning from 1983, the ANSI X3J11 committee was asked to standardize the C language. The result was ANSI C, a standard which is adopted in 1988. It was not forced upon any programmer, but since it is so widely accepted, it would be economically unwise for system programmer or compiler writer not to convert to the standard. So ANSI is basically a committee so that standardized C. So they basically deal with the syntax and the inbuilt functions, and they basically standardized how C code should be written. So these standards are so widely used, and they are so popular that it is not imposed on any programmer or developer to use these things, but since this is a widely accepted form, so everyone sticks to the norms of ANSI while writing the C code. So features of C languages. Let's look at the features of C language. C is a producer-based programming language. This means that program is viewed as a means to solve a problem. Various functions, modules, or codes block are thus written to solve this problem. So in C, you can write functions, modules, or blocks to solve any particular problem. For example, if you want to solve a Fibonacci series and you want to know what will be the nth term of a Fibonacci series, then you can obviously write a function on Fibonacci series and you can predict the nth term of Fibonacci series. C functions can accept parameter and return values and perform variety of tasks like input from user, displaying the information, etc. So in C, you can take the input from the user, so and you can also display the output. So these are the features of C languages. Next is that C is simple and easy to learn and use. The main component like bulletin function, operators, keywords are small in number. So there are basically only 32 keywords in C languages. So it is a small language and it is easy to learn. In C, errors are checked only at compile time. The compiled code through have no safety check or bad typecast, bad array indices, or bad pointers. So in C, the when you are writing the code, you can check the error only at the time of compilation of the code. So when you are done writing with the entire code and then you try to compile it and run it, then it will show you a list of errors that are there and you have to debug it. So it is not a simultaneous process like in R or Python, where you can simultaneously write and correct the code. In C, the correction need to be made at the time of compilation. C works best for a small project where performance is important. And last feature is C is highly portable. C programs written on one computer can run on other computer without making any changes in the program. So this make the C language very useful. So uses of C languages. So there are many uses of C language. Let us look at some of the few important uses of C languages. So uses of C are many in addition to system programming. Some of which are as follows: language compilers and interpreters. Um, Device drivers. So device drivers are mainly written in C. Telecom application, network programming, digital signal processing application, database application, and text editors. So these are a list of few uses of C. There are other uses of C also which are not listed. So that's all for this lecture. So thank you. We will meet in the next lecture soon.